What's up, Sparkman family? It's your boy Sparkman, and today we're going over our top 10 favorite reprints of 2022. Let me know down in the comment section down below what is your top 10 favorite reprints of 2022. Again, this is opinion based, so don't come attack me. This is just, what I feel that is the top 10 reprints of 2022. Now we have here number 10 on our list is Red Eyes Dark Dragoon. This card was once hyped, getting reprinted, and people were for it, and let's get it reprinted so we can play it and just take over the field and not allow our opponent to play. So people really wanted this card reprinted, and once it got reprinted, Verde Anaconda came out and got banned, and it was like, oh my goodness, now Red Eyes Dark Dragoon is just, how are we playing this card? And that's basically what happened. We're just not playable anymore. I mean, you can summon it, don't get me wrong, you could. It's just a little harder to do so without Verte not being possible to be, in the game anymore. So it's just a little bit tougher. Number 9 on our list is Appaloosa. Appaloosa is one of those cards where, you have to do a lot of things to get it on the field. And one of the things that I do feel that there is a lot of other great cards right now in the game that, sacrificing so many pieces of your board to get this card on the field, it's just not worth it, because I feel there's so many other cards right now in the game that does what Appaloosa does, but at a cheaper cost, that is. But it's still one of the more significant reprints of 2022, and why it's number 9 on my list. Number 8 on my list is Borload Savage Dragon, one of the more, just hype cards that came out in 2022 in terms of reprinted cards, because this card saw at one point in 2022 at around $50, even more, from the previous set it came out in, and it was, pretty tough to get, especially with it being so high in price. But now with it reprinted, you're getting to see a lot more play with it, and a lot more people having access to it as well. So again, another useful card that got reprinted, and one of the newer sets that got reprinted in as well. We have here, this is number 7 on the list, as I'm losing track already. Triplet Tactics Talent. This came out of Magnificent Mavens, and you're going to see a lot of Magnificent Mavens cards here in this list, because, I mean, there was a lot of amazing reprint cards in Mama. It really was. And Triplet Tactics Talent just being one of them. One of the cards that actually came out in last year's tin as well, but seeing again another reprint here is definitely worthwhile, because the last year's reprint in the tins, this card saw, 20, 30, maybe more dollars, just to get the card, but now at being $9, a little bit more affordable and more accessible to get to run in your deck if you need it. So again, another worthwhile reprint of a card that is used in many decks as well. Number 6 on this list is Evenly Matched. So Evenly Matched is actually one of the cards that just breaks up and disrupts your whole opponent's field and board. It's absolutely insane. Once your end phase and the battle phase ends, you can pretty much just destroy like everything on your opponent's side of the field. So it's actually an incredible card that last saw its face in Ghost from the Past, the first Ghost from the Past, and didn't see a reprint since then. So great again to see this card reprinted, and again in Mama. So again, a lot of great reprints in Mama, and this being one of them as well. Number 5 on our list is Forbidden Droplet. Forbidden Droplet came out in Legendary Duelist. One of the cards just got thrown in there that, again, if you watch Treasure or Trash, me and Hotshot's series that we do on both of our channels, we just don't feel like this card needs to be in the set, but just got thrown in there to make the set worthwhile. You could actually pick up the set for like $25 and probably pull yourself Forbidden Droplet if you bought like 2 boxes. You never know the luck you may have. You may be able to pull 2, or sometimes you may pull none, but hey man, it's worth a shot if you pull grabbing 2 boxes worth $50. Never know. But again, this card was definitely number 5 on the list, just because it is a necessity in many decks, and it is an amazing card nonetheless. You can actually get this card in one of the newer tins as well, but I think it's just a little bit easier to get if you were to pull this card from Duels from the Deep, just because of a lot of cards in the tins were kind of like half and short print, so there's that portion to it as well. So yeah, I mean, this card is not like it's easy to pull from Legendary Duelist, but a little bit more easier if I had to guess to pull from Duels from the Deep. Okay, so number 4 on our list is Lightning Storm. Again, another card from Magnificent Mavens. This card was such a breathtaking card to get reprinted in Mama here. I mean, people really needed this card, so great to see this card get reprinted, and one of the cards that is just you know, you're seeing a lot of play in a lot of tournaments and a lot of locals. You know, Lightning Storm is just one of those cards that just it has that effect that is just so destructive. It definitely is a game changer of a card as well. So definitely nice to see this card reprinted in Magnificent Mavens and again in 2022. Getting to see now our number 3 card reprinted in 2022 is a card that we all really wanted to get reprinted, and it was Ash Blossom and Joy Spring. It was one of the hand traps that people were just, you know, filling in with Effect Veiler and all these other hand traps, and you know, it's amazing to allow, well, amazing that Konami allowed us to get not just 1 but 2 reprints of this card in 2022 in the tins as a secret rare, and then as a common in the structure deck that came out. And I believe, yep, I have the structure deck right here. So it came out in this structure deck for those that don't know, this one right here. So yeah, man, I mean, it's pretty awesome that, you know, this came out in a structure deck as a common as well, so more accessible. But you can still see that, I mean, the card is still worth money here, man. I mean, it's $5 to pick up a copy, and I mean, you know, it's probably still going to go up nonetheless, even though it got such an accessible copy, just because it's like Nibiru. No matter how many times you reprint the card, it just, you know, it's a necessity. People want it, and you know, sometimes people just forget to pick it up, and then it goes skyrocketing again, and boom, you have a card again that needs another reprint. And Ash Blossom and Joy Spring, and you know, it's crazy to say it, but you never know, this card might actually go past $10 at some point again. So yeah, I mean, I'm in favor for these cards to go up after they get reprinted, because man, I got them now, so I don't mind. But number 3 on my list is Ash Blossom. Number 2 on my list is Axis Code Talker. Axis Code Talker is one of my favorite cards that got reprinted this year. You know, it got reprinted twice actually. So it got reprinted in the Maximum Gold El Dorado, and then in here as well. So both times it got reprinted, both times it is still a money, doing well in its set. So no matter how many times again you reprint Axis Code Talker, if it's not really that accessible of a card to obtain in those sets, it's definitely going to be worth some money here, and it's $24. It's not cheap at all. But again, it's probably more accessible than it once was at around, I think it was like $78 plus at one point. So I mean, again, it's still better than it previously was. So $24, you'll take that every day. And yeah, I'm really glad that this got reprinted not once but twice this year. Number 1, and I think everybody couldn't believe it. They were shocked. They got their hopes and dreams come true. And the tin, the new tin that just came out, Power Prosperity, was reprinted. However, as much as I have this as number 1, it was unfortunate that it was half print or short print or whatever you want to call it. It was just harder to get, but at least it got its reprint. So I mean, at $37, much better than what it previously was, and you know, again, it's not terrible of a reprinted card for it to be at 37. We're probably going to see this card get reprinted again in 2023, sooner rather than later, because I mean, that's just how Konami works. But they're going to reprint cards because they want you to buy their sets, so that's just how it is. But again, this is my number 1 on the list of top 10 reprint cards, and my top 10 reprint lists in general. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and let me know what your top 10 reprint cards are for 2022, and please subscribe and comment. And from yours truly, Sparkman. Peace out, YouTube. We'll catch you in the next one.